Before we get into your reading, I'd like to start by thanking everyone who has liked and commented on the videos, as well as subscribed and donated to my channel. I really appreciate it, you guys. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can find all of my contact information, including my email and social media links, as well as links to my music and podcast in the description below this video. Okay, let's get into your reading. What do we have for Cancer? Hangman, Pisces energy at the foundation of the reading, Cancer. Cancer, I'm getting this energy from you where you're starting to reflect on some choices you've made up until this point that have placed you in this energy of suspension. Now, this isn't necessarily meaning that you've done anything wrong. This can be a situation where you gave the wrong person your energy, your time. And I feel that this is a pattern that has been persisting in your life. Just when you think that these sorts of people have left your life, it's like another person comes onto your path. It's as if this spirit of narcissism follows you around, possesses these individuals in your life, and all of a sudden you end up in these same cycles, the same things repeating over and over and over again. The reason why this is happening, Cancer, is because there's still something that you are not seeing. It's a behavioral pattern, and what I feel it has to do with is you sacrificing yourself for other people's well-being. Essentially giving people a leg up who don't deserve it, putting your energy and time into the wrong people. It's something that's programmed in your mind. It's as if you feel like you're not deserving of what you have. And Cancer, I honestly feel that this is something that is shadow in nature. Well, it obviously is, but I'm getting something here from childhood. Now, this isn't going to be for all of you, but it's almost like middle child syndrome, right? It's an energy of feeling like you always have to give up what you have to make somebody else happy. It's an energy of always looking for some sort of validation through the connections that you keep. Now, again, Cancer, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It comes from a good place, but there is something here that is self-sacrificing in nature. So I feel that the divine is placing you in this position right now in your life to really, really take a deeper look on all of these connections in your life. It's time to really start putting yourself first, Cancer. Stop sacrificing your own happiness to humor others, to appease other people. The divine does not require this of you. I feel a lot of you are holding on to some sort of guilt that's not even yours. And I feel that this is something that was projected onto you as a child, to be completely honest with you, Cancer. It's something that you just grew up with, and it's embedded itself on a deep subconscious layer. And it's like every time you have some sort of interaction with a new individual in your life, it comes to surface. And you feel like you have to go out on a limb to make this person happy. And the divine is now calling for you to stop this behavior moving forward. In saying that, Cancer, everything has happened exactly the way it was supposed to, when it was supposed to, in divine order and timing. There was a reason you had to run this cycle. It's obviously very karmic in nature, but I feel that the lessons that you're going to learn from all this form of self-empowerment that is going to be the result of all this, is going to give you a piece of wisdom you can use on your path to help empower other people. Because here's the thing, Cancer. Anybody who would allow you to self-sacrifice to this capacity to make them happy is not somebody you want on your path or in your life, and this is most certainly not somebody who is of the light. Because anybody who truly cares for you would never allow you to do that. What do we have? The sacral, please? Whew. Wow. What a card to follow everything I just said. Strength, Leo energy at the sacral. Strength is all about self-love, Cancer. It's all about good health, but I feel that for this particular energy, it's all about your spiritual health. Having more confidence in yourself. It's like from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. A lot of you feel like most of your day is spent trying to make other people happy. This is what is about to stop in your life, Cancer. We need you to start putting all this energy back into yourself. And though I'm not a Cancer, I do resonate with this. because I have most certainly been guilty of this on my path. And it wasn't until I turned this all around that I start to see growth in most areas of my life. I still find that I attract individuals who do this, who essentially vampirize off of my energy for their own selfish needs. And I think it's something that just takes time to overcome and to heal. This isn't something you do overnight, Cancer, but it's most certainly something that you can start now. And you will most certainly see some progression very quickly if you start to focus on this. Because your life is not meant to be lived for others. It's all about you. And when those people are nowhere to be found, all you have left is yourself. It's very important that you have this union of self. You start to practice this inner love, this strength, boundaries, Cancer. Have compassion and what you've been through. I feel that this strength is illustrating to me right now the connection between you and your higher self. It's as if your higher self is wanting to come online and calibrate with you and tame this energy inside of you to bring you into balance. Cancer, this is actually a very good energy because this is something that is very grounded in reality in the sense that we can all relate to this in some capacity. But there's also an evolutionary kind of energy attached to this as well. An ascension, Cancer. This is life-changing kind of energy, and I only have 2 cards on the table. It's a mindset change, which, technically speaking, shifts the way you perceive your entire reality. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? 6 of Swords, and the way that landed right on that hangman at the foundation. So this 6 of Swords in reverse is all about stagnation. It's like an energy of not being able to move, which really further details this hangman at the foundation. It's like this particular behavioral pattern is what's essentially holding you back. The need of always feeling like you must make other people happy. The 6 of Swords at the solar plexus, this is a very inferior kind of energy. It's like you're powerless to an energy. Appeasing another energy. This is really what I'm getting here. I feel like you are dealing with some really big narcissists in your life, Cancer, or you've been dealing with really big narcissists in your life. And going back to what I was saying earlier on in the reading about people who allow you to do this sort of thing, not being people that are really for your highest good, this is what I'm getting here. It's like people that come onto your path that hold some sort of demonic possession inside of them. They have this narcissistic energy and they make you feel like you always need to make them happy in some capacity. And I just heard this is going to be even friends, right? Friends that you feel like you always need to go out of your way for. People that are just essentially using you. Cancer, you're really being called to harden your soul. You're being prepared for some sort of inner self-growth, Cancer. This is the energy of an ascension. The divine wants you to know what's taking place in your life, why you may be feeling this, and what is coming for you, Cancer. There's a massive evolution on the horizon line for you. I feel it. I sense it. I feel like you're finally starting to understand what's been keeping you stuck or stagnated. You may be one of these individuals, Cancer, that hasn't seen a lot of progress in particular areas of your life, but a lot of the people that have come in and out of your life are seemingly progressing based off of your support. So this is a very clear indication that this is because of this energy I'm picking up here. You're essentially propping people up. They start to succeed in some capacity, and then they just leave you in the dust. Now, there's many ways this can show up, so take it as it fits. But in its most simplest form, this is really what I'm getting here. What do we have at the heart, please? Wow. King of Pentacles in reverse at the heart, leaving you in the dust is exactly right, Cancer. It's like you've been putting all your time and energy into these very ruthless, greedy kinds of individuals. King of Pentacles in reverse, narcissist energy. Somebody who's very domineering, applies pressure to get what they want from you, very controlling. I feel like this individual or individuals, there's most likely more than one people that hold this energy in your life, Cancer, have something about them that is familiar to quite possibly a family member, an authority in your life when you were a child, an energy that made you feel like you needed to always make them happy, appease them. It's the energy of having a parent, but the parent is really the child. And the child almost has to walk on eggshells in their adolescence to keep the parent happy, something like this. There's so many different ways this can show up. But again, just a very basic example of what I'm getting here. As you're going throughout your life, you're attracting these same kinds of energies. The realization of what's been taking place and what this really is on a soul level, Cancer, is essentially the healing. Because once you see this, it's like this shift in reality. It's an epiphany. It's a light bulb moment. There's really no going back from this. It's like having a dream about something that is relevant in your waking life. And then when you wake up from the dream, you just have this completely different perception of this person or whatever this thing is here. I'm getting an energy like this. It's like messages coming through to you in a way where it sticks. And that sounds kind of complex, but let's just keep going here, Cancer. I'm just really getting the energy here of once you see it, you can't unsee it. What do we have at the throat, please? Unbelievable. High Priestess, Pisces energy at the throat. Just confirmed what I just said. Getting messages in your dreams. So we're right on target, Cancer. High Priestess is all about the subconscious mind. So these things that have been buried on a subconscious layer coming to surface. You're starting to recognize these wounds now that maybe you didn't even know you had. All of us have this to some capacity here, Cancer. And as time goes on, as we start to age and we start to recognize all these different patterns in our life and we start to see something familiar that pops up from time to time, we start to put the pieces together. I remember a few years ago, I started to really see the patterns in my own life. I started to recognize the same sort of people kept showing up on my path, causing the same kinds of problems. This went on for a few decades before I really became aware of what was taking place. The universe became so obvious with their attempt to wake me up to these patterns that I was living in year after year, that they literally brought people onto my path that looked exactly the same and had the same exact name and put me in the same exact karmic cycle as somebody that I dealt with years before. So imagine going through a karmic cycle with somebody, and then years later, after that person's no longer in your life, somebody comes onto your path with the same name, looks the same, and you run the exact same cycle. All the same events happen, right? For me, this was really showing up in my friendships and my romantic relationships. It's a form of a curse. It's some sort of generational karma. And typically, you can start to trace this back to patternings, some sort of conditioning that other people in your family have struggled with as well. I can really go on about this for ages, Cancer, but the foundation of what I'm really picking up here, Cancer, is that this is all coming to the surface now. There's a lot of signs and synchronicities taking place around you. Numbers, I'm seeing 222, 333, 444. Some of you might be seeing these numbers, but whatever the case, typically when you see these numbers, just look up the meanings to them and think about what you may be going through in that moment. This is the universe trying to speak to you, trying to get you back on path, trying to wake you up to these cycles. It's really the energy of returning to God in your waking life, getting on path. It's time to step into this energy of purpose. You've been out in the field long enough. We need you back at base camp, putting all this wisdom, all this research that you've collected into use now. It's very important you're listening to your inner voice, your intuition right now, Cancer. It will not fail you. What do we have at the third eye, please? 7 of Wands, Leo energy at the third eye. This is representing this energy. This is you becoming aware of these patterns, what's really been taking place in your life. This is you waking up to the truth. And as you do this, you start to feel some resistance. It's as if there's this spirit that's trying to stop you from waking up to the truth. Again, I know this energy so well. When I started waking up to the truth, I started to see the light. And then it's like something would turn the lights out. I would forget. And then I would start to come back online again. It's like this push-pull energy. It's almost as if there's something trying to wipe your memory so you can't remember the truth. When this is happening, Cancer, this is you digging these memories, this trauma, out of this subconscious layer in your mind. In fact, you hearing this right now should be able to validate what it is you're feeling and give you a sense of strength to push through this when you do feel this. When I went through this, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't come across a tarot reading like I'm delivering to you now that told me what to expect. So it took me longer, but it doesn't have to be that way for you, Cancer. The fact that I can deliver these messages to you and help support you on your path is a form of evolution. The whole reason why I'm even here. There's no reason why we cannot speed up people's healing process and support and encourage other individuals and wake up to this much sooner. There's an energy here that wants you to feel overwhelmed and discouraged, Cancer. It's an energy that wants you to essentially give up. It doesn't want you to take control over your life, fight for your happiness, get on path, recognize your own power, and step into alignment with your purpose and destiny. Now more than ever, Cancer, you need to fight. But this battle is happening on the spiritual plane. So what does that mean, and how can you go about empowering yourself on the physical plane? Well, this means, Cancer, that you need to use things like discernment, boundaries. Start to take note of the connections you keep with people. Start to look a little deeper as to what people's ulterior motives may be with you in their life. Are you having to sacrifice your own happiness? Is there something you're having to relinquish just to be accepted? These are all things that you need to start becoming aware of in your life, Cancer. What do we have at the crown, please? Ten of Swords, Gemini energy in reverse at the crown. And I had the sun fall on the floor. Leo energy. So Ten of Swords in reverse is an energy of moving on. It's an energy of complete recovery. It's a new start. And that sun that fell on the floor, which is the most high vibrational energy in the tarot, that's where you're going. That's what they're trying to keep you from. The fact that it fell on the floor and they didn't want me to pull it out is telling me that you're still fighting, Cancer. We're all fighting for this in some capacity. I've been picking up a similar energy throughout all the zodiac readings for the past week. There is a massive war taking place on the spiritual plane right now. And I feel that this war is bigger than any other spiritual war we have encountered so far. Because I'm not feeling it in just one zodiac, I'm feeling it in all of them. It's big, big judgment energy. It's a line being drawn in the sand. All of us starting to realize that we've essentially been imprisoned inside these karmic cycles with these narcissistic demons, these possessed individuals that show up as our friends, our family members, our coworkers, that don't want us to self-empower, that don't want us to step into our happiness, that don't want us to have real success in our life that we've gained by stepping into our purpose. But there is a sense of regeneration here, Cancer. You're being liberated. And I always say that the initial light bulb moment, right, once you see it, you can't unsee it, that's the worst part. And I feel for a lot of you, this has already taken place or it's about to. The worst has passed, Cancers, once that takes place in your life, because you know that you can't go back. Because if you did, you'd essentially be selling yourself out or sacrificing yourself for the needs of another. What do we have at the foundation, please? Oh, wow. Seven of Wands, Glacea, Labalis. So we have Seven of Wands twice now. But this Seven of Wands is a little different, Cancer. This Seven of Wands from this deck actually represents black magic, energy manipulation. So only take that as it makes most sense for you in your life, but which is a strange thing to say because it never makes sense. But whatever the case, Cancer, there's just an energy here of some sort of curse, some sort of cycle that you've been running that I feel has been weaving its way through your family lineage here. In other words, Cancer, this is a pattern right underneath this hangman. This is you having this light bulb moment about this patterning, about this mindset, about this energy of you self-sacrificing for the happiness of another. It's also an energy of having weak boundaries. What do we have at the sacral? Eight of Wands, Sag energy, Renove. It's an energy of delays. It's also an energy of always holding off from something. It's like you're always putting something off because you're too busy putting your energy into helping somebody else get to where they need to. Something along these lines. There's many ways that can show up, so take it as it fits. But it's also an energy of you feeling some sort of resistance, some sort of frustrating energy surrounding you every time you're trying to do something for self, something that has to do with self-empowering, something that has to do with progressing onto your path. It's like something happens. What do we have at the solar plexus? And this can really speak about what I was saying about lifting up others. They start to succeed and then they leave you in the dust. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? 7 of Swords, right underneath that 6 of Swords, Aquarius energy, and Romalius, energy of deception. It's also an energy of betrayal. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? It's like the spotlight's being put on the demon. Kind of looks like it's a little cold there too, but we won't talk about that right now. I'm starting to get a tickling sensation in my right ear, Cancer. I feel like this is speaking on you having this illumination around this energy in your life. You're starting to see things clearly now. You're starting to accept the truth. The truth is coming to you. Illumination is being delivered to you by way of the divine. You're seeing this person or people, situations, take it as it fits, in a way that you never have before. And lo and behold, this illumination comes with a sense of liberation. You actually start to see a way forward in your life. You all of a sudden just start feeling unstuck. It really is a sense of hope that I'm feeling for you, Cancer. And it's coming by way of seeing who other people in your life truly are. It's time to start accepting the truth, Cancer. What do we have at the heart, please? Wow. Amdusius, making mistakes. 9 of Pentacles, Virgo energy. All these energies are very jealous and envious of you, Cancer. And it's like as you start to see the truth that surrounds them, it's almost as if they're like, well, I didn't know. I was just, trying to do this and that and blah, blah, blah. It's almost as if they're trying to make you feel sorry for them now. Something like this. This is a tactic that narcissists use. They'll prop you up, then they'll slowly tear you down and drop you and leave you in the dust. And then once you start to see the truth, they'll come back. But they'll use these manipulative tactics to make you feel sorry for them. This is what I'm picking up here. They'll use gross exaggeration. Some of them will start defaming your name if you don't respond to them or if you cast them out of your life. It's an energy of making a big noise to try and distract everybody from seeing who they really are. Very ruthless kind of energy. They figure if they're going down, they may as well go all in, because doing that is much easier than actually self-examining and doing the right thing. These energies refuse to see the errors in their ways. They're polarized in their thinking, and it will take an act of God to break these mindsets they have. These mindsets are bound and shackled to the darkness. It's not something that they'll be broken free of in this life cycle, Cancer. So your best course of action is to recognize these energies in your life and get out of Dodge. 8 of Cups, EIL, transformation, Pisces energy. 8 of Cups is all about withdrawal and moving on. Abandon all hope kind of energy. It's also an energy of burning bridges, which for a lot of you, this is going to be absolutely necessary. I feel that the damage that these individuals have done has sealed their fate. There is no way to return from this. Yes, you may forgive without even receiving an apology because you recognize these energies as vibrationally beneath you. They don't have a connection they nurture with divine light. They think they do, but they don't. See, narcissists always think what they're doing is correct and what everybody else is doing is incorrect. These are individuals that live their life on a left-hand path, have all the characteristics, all the traits and behavioral patterns that vibrate at these demonic frequencies, but they'll tell you that they serve the Most High. Complete and utter delusion. Some, if not all of these individuals, Cancer, do need to get some sort of help for this condition they hold. Because anybody who would treat another like this, who would put another through this level of spiritual poverty, has something seriously unhealed inside of them that only a professional can begin to unwrap. What do we have at the throat, please? The sun. Leo energy, Mahil. The vivifying God, restoration of life, protection from adversaries, rabies, and wild beasts. So, protection from adversaries, rabies, and wild beasts is just speaking metaphorically on these individuals and the spiritual disease that they try to bring into your life. But what's interesting, Cancer, is when that Ten of Swords came out, the sun came out with it and it fell on the floor. That's the energy they were trying to keep from you. But now, as we've developed through the reading, we get the sun right here. This part of the reading is the outcome. So we have the basic narrative on the top row, the shadow energy that's trying to hold you back, and then we bridge it from the shadow energy into the angels. So demon to angel. Demons, demon, angel, angels. This is the outcome. So no matter what they do, Cancer, all of their tactics against you moving forward are going to fail. You're stepping into a whole new timeline full of success, happiness, and joy. I'm picking up on a very revitalized energy for you as well, Cancer. You just need to keep pushing forward, accept these truths as the divine delivers them to you, and focus on your own heart healing and happiness. In other words, Cancer, start making yourself number one in your own life. What do we have at the third eye, please? Oh, wow. Ace of Pentacles, Cahathel, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy at the third eye. The adored God. Divine blessings, drives away evil spirits, rules agricultural production. The divine has seen everything. Eye of God at the third eye. Third eye is all related to how you perceive your reality, what's going on in your reality. This is the divine seeing this Seven of Wands energy. You closing out this cycle is going to put you in a position of prosperity, Cancer. Because of this wisdom that I was speaking on, you have something now. You have this very specific divine tool that you're now going to move forward with. You're going to use this to build and manifest the life of your dreams, however that shows up for you. This is also the divine blessing you with some sort of material strength, energy of manifestations because of all of your hard work running this cycle and what you've had to endure to get to this point. Your mission has been won. The divine needs you to report to headquarters so you can write your report. This is where we're at now, Cancer. God will take it from here. What do we have at the crown, please? The moon, Gabriel, Pisces energy. God is my strength. Divine revelation reveals messages, has the power to destroy. And this goes along with what I was saying earlier on in the reading, Cancer, about these signs, these synchronicities, these messages coming through to you, listening to your intuition, emphasis on the subconscious mind, releasing this fear and anxiety, allowing all of this old, stuck karmic energy to unearth itself so it can be transmuted correctly into the universe. Cancer, this is the energy that's available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Cancer. Take care.